Once upon a time, in a small town nestled among rolling hills and winding dirt roads, there lived a young girl named Maya. The town was known for its golden sunsets, gently swaying trees, and fields that stretched endlessly toward the horizon. Life there moved at a peaceful pace, and everyone seemed to know one another by name. Among all the children in the town, Maya stood out. Not because she was the loudest or the strongest, but because she carried an infectious optimism that brightened every place she stepped into. Maya was a cheerful and curious child, the kind who smiled even on cloudy days. She believed that every morning was a new gift and every problem had a hidden lesson waiting to be discovered. While other children sometimes complained about chores or schoolwork, Maya approached everything with enthusiasm. She believed that happiness wasn't something you waited for, it was something you created. She lived with her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, in a cozy little house at the edge of town. Their home was small but warm, with climbing plants curling around the windows and the comforting smell of home-cooked meals always floating through the air. Mr. Sharma worked tirelessly to provide for the family, while Mrs. Sharma filled the house with love, care, and gentle wisdom. Together, they built a life rooted in simplicity, kindness, and mutual respect. Maya's days were filled with laughter, play, and endless exploration. She loved waking up early to watch the sunrise paint the sky in shades of orange and pink. After school, she would rush outside, kicking off her shoes to feel the cool earth beneath her feet. She ran through open fields, chased colorful butterflies, and listened to birds sing songs that felt like secret messages meant just for her. To Maya, the world was full of magic. A fallen leaf could become a treasure, and a quiet breeze felt like a whispered promise from nature itself. She dreamed of growing up to help others, believing deeply that kindness was the most powerful force in the world. But life, as Maya would soon learn, doesn't always follow the path we expect. One Monday morning, Maya woke up feeling different. Her head felt heavy, her throat burned when she swallowed, and her body ached in ways she had never experienced before. She tried to sit up in bed, but dizziness forced her back down. For the first time, Maya felt afraid of her own weakness. Her mother noticed immediately. Mrs. Sharma placed a gentle hand on Maya's forehead and felt the heat. Maya had a fever. Soon, her nose began to run, her cough grew deeper, and her once energetic body became tired and fragile. Concern filled her parents' eyes as they realized this was more than just a simple cold. They rushed Maya to the local doctor, who carefully examined her and delivered the diagnosis: the flu. While common, it had hit Maya harder than expected. The doctor advised complete rest, medication, and patience. At first, Maya believed she would recover quickly. She thought a few days in bed would be enough. But as days passed, her condition didn't improve. Instead, it lingered. Her body felt weak, her appetite disappeared, and her cheerful spirits slowly faded. Confined to her bed, Maya stared at the ceiling, listening to the distant laughter of children playing outside. She missed school. She missed her friends. Most of all, she missed feeling like herself. As days turned into weeks, the illness began to affect more than just Maya's body, it touched every corner of her family's life. Mrs. Sharma stayed by her side day and night, feeding her medicine, cooling her fever, and whispering words of comfort. Mr. Sharma tried to stay strong, but worry followed him everywhere. Medical bills began to pile up. Each visit to the clinic, each prescription, added another burden. The family's savings slowly dwindled, replaced by anxiety and sleepless nights. Then, just when things couldn't feel heavier, another blow arrived. Mr. Sharma lost his job. The news came suddenly and without warning. The company he worked for shut down, leaving many families in uncertainty. With no steady income, the Sharma household entered a period of fear and hardship. Every expense had to be carefully measured. Even small joys felt out of reach. Maya noticed the change. She saw the quiet conversations between her parents, the worried looks, and the forced smiles. Guilt crept into her heart. She blamed herself for being sick, for adding to their struggles. Lying awake at night, Maya prayed silently. She wished to be healthy again. She wished to help her parents. She wished the darkness would pass. One afternoon, as Maya lay feeling hopeless and defeated, a gentle knock echoed through the house. Mrs. Gupta, their neighbor from down the street, stood at the door with a warm smile and a pot of homemade soup. She had heard about Maya's illness and came not only with food, but with compassion. Her visit brought warmth back into the home. She spoke gently, offering reassurance and reminding the family that no one faces hardship alone. Her kindness sparked something within Maya. A small but powerful realization. Even in the darkest moments, light can appear. Encouraged by Mrs. Gupta's gesture, Maya decided to focus on gratitude instead of fear. She began noticing the love around her, the way her parents never left her side, the neighbors who checked in, and the friends who sent messages wishing her well. Slowly, with rest, care, and unwavering love, Maya began to heal. Her strength returned bit by bit. One morning, she woke up without a fever. Another day, she managed to walk outside and feel the sun on her face again. Each step forward felt like a victory. Eventually, Maya returned to school. Her friends welcomed her with hugs, and her teachers praised her courage. Life didn't magically become perfect, but Maya had changed. She now understood resilience. She understood gratitude. She understood that kindness, given or received, has the power to heal even the deepest wounds. From that day on, Maya lived with a deeper appreciation for life. She cherished every moment, even the difficult ones, knowing that bad days don't last forever. And so, with a heart full of gratitude and a renewed zest for life, Maya embraced each new day with joy and optimism, confident that even on the darkest days, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. As Maya slowly stepped back into her routine, she noticed that the world looked different now. The same streets, the same school building, and the same familiar faces surrounded her, yet something inside her had changed forever. Every laugh felt deeper, every breath felt more precious, and every ordinary moment carried extraordinary meaning. At school, Maya's teachers were gentle and understanding. They allowed her to rest when she felt tired and encouraged her to move at her own pace. Her classmates gathered around her desk, eager to hear her voice again. Some shared stories, others simply held her hand, silently reminding her that she had been missed. For the first time, Maya understood what it truly meant to belong. During recess, instead of running endlessly like before, she sat beneath her favorite tree and watched the clouds drift by. She noticed how the wind whispered through the leaves and how sunlight danced across the playground. She realized that life wasn't just about rushing forward, it was also about pausing, breathing, and appreciating what was already there. At home, the atmosphere slowly softened. Though the financial struggles hadn't disappeared, hope had returned. Mr. Sharma continued searching for work, sometimes leaving early in the morning and returning late in the evening. Though exhaustion lined his face, he never let despair win. Maya watched him quietly, learning strength not from words, but from perseverance. Mrs. Sharma remained the emotional anchor of the family. She encouraged Maya to write during her recovery, believing that words could heal wounds the heart couldn't express out loud. Maya began journaling every night, writing about her fears, her dreams, and the lessons her illness had taught her. Through writing, Maya discovered a new voice within herself. She wrote about pain, not as something to fear, but as something that shapes us. She wrote about kindness, how a single pot of soup had brought light into their darkest moment. And she wrote about hope, not as a distant dream, but as a quiet force that grows when nurtured. One evening, Maya gathered the courage to share her writings with her parents. As Mr. and Mrs. Sharma read her words, tears welled in their eyes. They realized that their daughter, once a carefree child, had grown wiser through hardship. That night, the family sat together under the soft glow of a lantern, sharing stories, laughter, and dreams. Though their situation was uncertain, love filled every corner of the room. Soon after, something unexpected happened. Mr. Sharma received a call from a former colleague who had heard about his situation. A new opportunity had opened, modest at first, but full of promise. It wasn't the job he once had, but it was a fresh start. The relief in the household was palpable. Maya watched her father smile again, a genuine smile this time, and felt a surge of gratitude. She realized that setbacks are not endings, they are redirections. As months passed, Maya regained her full strength. She returned to running through fields, chasing butterflies, and greeting each sunrise with excitement. Yet she was no longer the same child she once was. She had learned patience during long days of illness. She had learned empathy through her family's struggles. She had learned gratitude through kindness received. Maya began helping others whenever she could. She volunteered at school, supported classmates who were struggling, and visited elderly neighbors who lived alone. She listened more, judged less, and loved deeper. Her teacher once asked her to speak in front of the class about resilience. Standing at the front of the room, Maya felt nervous, but determined. She spoke about fear, sickness, and hardship. She spoke about kindness, hope, and community. And when she finished, the room fell silent. Not because they didn't understand, but because they felt her truth. That day, Maya realized her story had power. Years later, as Maya grew older, the lessons from that difficult chapter remained etched in her heart. She pursued education with passion, driven by a desire to help others navigate their darkest days. Whether through words, actions, or simple compassion, Maya dedicated her life to spreading light. Looking back, she no longer saw her illness as a curse, but as a teacher. It taught her that life will test us. It taught her that pain is temporary. It taught her that kindness can save lives. And most importantly, it taught her that even when everything feels broken, hope still exists. Standing once again in the open fields of her childhood, Maya closed her eyes and smiled. The wind brushed against her face, carrying memories of both joy and sorrow. She whispered a quiet promise. To always cherish life, to never take kindness for granted, and to be a light for others when darkness falls. And so, Maya continued her journey, not untouched by pain, but strengthened by it. With courage in her heart and gratitude in her soul, she walked forward, knowing that no matter how dark the night becomes, morning will always return. Because even on the bad days, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Don't forget to subscribe our channel.